right, welcome back. Holy cow, it's been like 2 weeks probably since Brooks and I last recorded.
It has, yes.
And then I recorded one with Dad a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever. So, but it has been chaos in the full fledged world, and all over the place. Things have been chaotic.
Literally.
Not always, almost none of it has been like good chaotic, aside from maybe this past weekend. Yeah, lots to update on. So, Brooks and I, we hopped on, we kind of exchanged pleasantries there, and then we decided, hey, let's just hit record. And so,
Yep. Let's just hit record, and if I say something wrong, we'll just delete it.
you'll never know. Yep. So we haven't really talked much more than just via text, Brooks and I and Tanner. It's usually in our group text, but yeah, we've had a few updates and stuff like that through text, but we're not like totally caught up on the times. So this is going to be a full catch up with the boys episode, since it's been like a couple weeks since we recorded. Probably more than that, since you've last heard from at least us. I know there was the one episode with memories with Mumbo, but yeah, this is going to be a catch up on the times. I think the last one we recorded had to have been early April, right before the big event.
The big event.
Yeah, the event of the tree falling on my truck.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Believe it or not, that was 17 days ago.
That doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, it was Saturday, April 5th, I believe was the date. Yep, Saturday, April 5th. Um, we were Caitlin and I were out cleaning the garage, cleaning things up. Her mom was coming to town this weekend, but you know, it was like a 2 week long thing. Like, all right, let's do the garage this week, inside next week, yada yada yada. We're cleaning out the garage, and I was getting tornado warnings on my phone. Well, we'd been getting them for like 2 or 3 days leading up to that, and it was like, all right, it's like, I'll check the radar, and it says we're supposed to get heavy rain, and we'll take a look. Well, the radar showed it was going to miss us like to the north. Well, we definitely still got the strong winds, because she took out one last load of trash. I said, this rain is going to get us in, I don't know, it was like 15 minutes, and then 5 minutes. I was like, this rain is like going to be here any minute now. So like, let's go inside. She's like, yeah, let's throw this last bag away. She takes out one last load of trash, big gust of wind, rain like immediately, and it was like, oh crap. Electricity goes out, power's out. So we have one garage door still open. We have to manually close it. We're like, yeah, this is serious. Garage doors are like shaking. We're like, holy crap. We go inside, and we're like, we might need to like hunker down, like pull up.
Right.
I don't know if you are big on YouTube weather people, but Ryan Hall Y'all is the go-to page for us on anything weather, especially tornadoes. He does like a live tracker, and you know, if there's 10 storms across the country, he's following all 10, and he like bounces back and forth, gives people updates. So super nice when you don't have power in the house, because we would normally pull it up on the TV. We'll pull him up, like, are we about to get hit? No, we just had high winds. All right, whatever. Well, between all that, it was maybe 5 minutes between we got inside the house. I looked out, one of our patio like light fixture things had fallen over. There's like 4 poles that hold up like string lights. One of those poles fell over. I was like, oh dang, one of those poles fell over. It really got after it. And then I don't know, went to the bathroom or something, came back. Anyways, from 5 minutes from coming into the house to finally getting back to the kitchen, I look out through the kitchen window, and there is a tree on the truck. And I said, oh no, the truck. And Caitlin was like, what? I was like, there's a tree on the truck. And at first it didn't look so bad. Well, then it finally let up enough to go check it between like big bursts of rain. It was like, yeah, there's a pretty big dent. And then power was out until like 8 o'clock that night. This all started at like 3 o'clock. So power was out for like 5 hours. We went, instead of opening the fridge and freezer and trying to cook something freaking Neanderthal style over the fireplace. We just kept we didn't open the fridge or the freezer, tried to keep food as good as we could, and we just went down. We went had Cane's, a town or two south of us, and um, came back and everything was calmed back down. And it was like, man, we're gonna have to go get a chainsaw in the morning. So sure enough, called or let Tanner know and Bryant, and man, I can't thank them enough because they're like, yeah, we'll be there, whatever time you need to go. We had family friends fly into town, and they weren't visiting us, but they wanted to have breakfast. So we went and had breakfast and went and got a chainsaw right after. So I'm now a proud owner of a steel chainsaw. So that's pretty cool. Steel
Nice.
brand.
Those are nice.
Yeah. Tanner brought his chainsaw. I had my brand new chainsaw. And between the two of us, we got that thing whooped from we started at like 11 and rain was supposed to come around 1. And we got this whole tree. I'll put a picture of like the whole mess. But if you follow me on my Instagram, you've probably seen it like on stories or whatever. Um, and
Yeah.
my Facebook. Yeah. So can't thank those guys enough. They came out there like, yeah, whatever you need. And Emily, Tanner's girlfriend, came out to help. Can't thank them enough. I've thanked them like 100 times, and I'll thank them 100 more because it wouldn't have been done as fast. And the next storm that came in, it wasn't like a bad one, but it just would have been miserable to be trying to get a tree off a truck, just Caitlin and I. So we got it taken care of. I'll make this longer story a little bit shorter. Insurance was a nightmare. Obviously, filed a claim, drop it off at the shop. It sits there. They get an estimate right away. I wait two days because the insurance said 2 to 4 days and we'll contact you. I wait 2 days because I'm not patient enough when it comes to those things. I'm like, hey, what's the update? You've had an estimate on your table or on your desk for 2 days now. What's the status? And they gave me. I talked to 2 different people and they gave me 3 different answers. And one said, "Oh, it should be getting fixed." The other said, "No, it's transferred to total loss." Oh, wait, no, it's at regular claims. Oh no, it's in total loss claims. So like the one girl was totally lost.
Oh, jeez.
So then I'm like, all right, I just got 3 different answers in the span of like 20 minutes. So I call a shop and I was like, all right, you guys have to have some sort of information, facts. And they're like, no, we haven't heard anything from insurance once. I'm like, sweet. Wait a couple more days. So that next Friday, 6 days from when it happened, um, I call and I'm like, all right, look, we need an answer, like of some sort. What's the next step? That's all I want to know. And I was on the phone for 2 hours, like an hour and a half of which was on hold. 2 hours, finally got all my answers. They, totaled it, did everything because I still had a loan on it, covered that, and whatever money was left over. And they're like, what do you want with this? And as soon as we get the truck from the shop, this, that, and the other thing. And so, all right, cool. And that was 2 Fridays ago. And then last Friday, or I went a week without it, and I was like, all right, still looking for a car. What are we gonna do? Not sure, not sure. And yeah, finally, I just said, screw it, let's go get a truck. So I went and got a truck yesterday. So 2020 Ram 1500, Bighorn edition.
Yeah, buddy.
So yeah, insurance still hasn't sent me my check of the additional, so that's still to come. But that's what I've been dealing with the last like 3 weeks.
Isn't buying a truck so much fun? Waiting on insurance and doing all this stuff so much fun.
Like, okay, so I'll say this. I found the truck I wanted, and there were a couple that were within reason of what I wanted. This one that I went with was probably the nicest one, newest, most like well put together. And it was like, it's a really nice truck. If we can get the finances right, it'll work. Because we're fortunate enough we had enough money kind of off to the side where we can put down a little down payment, and whenever that insurance money comes through, you know we're accounting for that. So it's like, all right, we can put some money down and we can make this truck make it work. So it was like, so we're still waiting on insurance. So we didn't have the insurance money to go like straight to it, but eventually that's where that money was supposed to go. But yeah, I was like, I was not going to do the whole, let's sit and wait and sit and wait. Cause I mean, this truck, I drove it and it was like super smooth, all the features. It was like, I don't see anything wrong with going with this truck. So they're like, it's been here a month. Do you want it? I was like, make it the right price and I'll buy it. So we did it.
Sweet. Yeah, those new those 2019 and up Rams are really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like it so far. I mean, I've only had it for a day now, but it's nice. It's nice. I mean, it's very, very similar to the 2018 Express that I had.
Uh,
Couple more features. It's got Apple CarPlay, which is huge. I love Apple CarPlay. So
that's the best.
yep, that's like the biggest upgrade, I think. The other stuff is like whatever, but having Apple CarPlay is just really nice.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
will say this: 2020 Ram 1500 was the #1 safety rated pickup truck of 2020. So that was like the big selling point for Caitlin. She was like, she was helping do research, and she's like, "Oh, this is the safest truck of 2020." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, it was. You're right."
There you go. Yep. It is.
Especially, we're starting to think about having kids in the future, and it's like, well, if that's the truck that you're gonna have, and it's the safest truck of that year, 5-star safety rating, blah blah blah. I'm like,
Yep.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Keep finding good things. Keep finding good things. So
Very good things.
we convinced ourselves on it.
Nice. Well, congrats on the new truck.
Thanks.
We all get new trucks. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Circumstantially, didn't want that to happen. I'm okay with it because it's a good truck. Hopefully, it lasts forever.
Yeah,
Should last forever. So yeah, that's then this past weekend. We were gonna record another episode, but then Caitlin's mom and grandma came into town on like Thursday. They were here Thursday to Sunday, and it's just one of those deals where whenever we have people come visit, they're coming to visit Nashville. It's like there's plenty to do in Nashville, and if you sit around bored for more than just like the last hour before you go to bed, like you didn't do your visit to Nashville right. Not that like we didn't go out and party on the bars or anything, but it's just like there's so many like things to see, things to do, and walking around. And so it's just like basically from the time they landed to the time they took off, we were coming or going or walking, talking, whatever. And it's just like, man, every time somebody visits, we're just like exhausted. So it's like, yeah, we're not going to record a podcast after that. So we had to wait on that one. But that's where I've been. So I've been radio silent on the podcast front. I apologize to the listeners, but things had to be done. Things were being done. I hope you'll all forgive me.
I'm sure everyone will forgive you.
What's been up with Brooksy?
Oh, ever since we talked last, I got I have some good news. Uh, yeah, some good news. I don't think really much bad news. We're getting our wedding stuff. You should be expecting save the date here very, very soon. Just got to get mailed out. We finally got those together.
Nice.
And then not this last weekend, but the weekend before, I was at the Caribou Gear booth all weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at the Mile High Hunt and Fish Expo here in Denver. So that was fun. So I got to help Ted. And for those of you who've listened before, Ted was on the pod. Go listen to it if you haven't yet. And so yeah, was able to help that weekend. It was good. A lot met a few people. Got a contact to go hog hunting down in Texas, so that'd be cool.
Hell yeah, that'll be sweet.
Yeah, so we'll all have to do that at some point. But other than that, man, it was just it was like got to see some people that I haven't seen since last summer, since Western Hunt Fest. So it's good seeing those people. Um, Trying to think, I didn't go to any of the like conservation banquets because there was like a what do you call it, casino night Friday night, and then a conservation dinner Saturday night, and
Yeah.
I was just dead beat exhausted, and
Yeah.
I was like, I'd just rather go home and go to bed, and because it's just they're long weekends, man. I don't know if you
Yeah.
ever worked an expo.
No, haven't yet. That's in the work for the future, but yeah, that's
So,
I mean, even as a guest where you're just walking around and, checking things out, like you're only there for a couple hours checking things out, that's a long day. So to sit there all day and work it.
oh, it's a long day just talking to people, saying the same stuff, I hear the same questions, but honestly, that's fine because it was good for me to just be in that environment and talk about Caribou Gear and uh, just get because my social skills when it comes to like selling stuff needs to be better, and honestly, you got a lot better that weekend, which is good.
Yeah, that's
Um,
good.
yeah. Um, and then after that, I will be coming on part time with Caribou Gear.
Oh
So
yeah.
some
Yeah, I mean, I guess I knew that. So for the
you knew
listeners,
that, yeah.
yeah, for
But
listeners, get excited for him because it's awesome.
so that just entails me just helping Ted out with archery shoots this summer, outdoorsman days in August. Um, because what we're gonna do is, so I'll be going to all three Western Hunt Fests representing Caribou Gear. We won't be selling anything at the Western Hunt Fest. We'll just have brand awareness. So we'll just have the tent up and like a 10% off like coupon. I'll just hand out people. Cause I really want to compete. So, and Ted knows that. So I'm going to compete and just able to have the tent and be able to sit and chill in between shooting and the pack out challenge and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, and then, we're going to go to two TAC events. This, yeah, so we're gonna go to Durango here in Colorado. Well, I guess first we're gonna go to Terry Peak in South Dakota.
Oh,
That's
cool.
Uh, was June 20th to 22nd. For those of you who don't know, that's in Leeds, South Dakota, which is the north part of the Black Hills. So it's about 6 hours from here. It's really not that far. So that's why we picked it because we wanted to go to Utah, Colorado, Montana, and South Dakota, but with my work schedule right now, it's
Mhm.
I can only do two. So
Yeah.
we're gonna do South Dakota in June, and then July 11th through 13th at Purgatory in Durango for the Colorado one, which is new.
Sweet.
Purgatory is new this year for the Total Archery Challenge. They've been at Sunlight the past few years, and then apparently, I guess since Mount Archery Fest folded because they had Durango, and since they folded, TAC took over. Which apparently I've never been to Purgatory or Durango, and apparently it's just unbelievably gorgeous there. So,
I haven't been there either, so that'd be cool.
yep. So
That'd be
yeah,
cool for you guys.
so then we just kind of then once the summer circuit's over, we'll kind of go from there and maybe some better news here soon.
Yeah.
But
See
yeah,
where that
that's
takes you.
see where it goes. Yeah,
That'd be sweet.
but
I think
yeah,
it's a good
so
opportunity for you, Brooksy.
I think so too. And I'll probably not be able to shoot unless Ted comes with me to South Dakota. I probably won't shoot the South Dakota one, but we're gonna shoot the Colorado one for sure.
Oh
So
yeah. That'd be good.
yeah. And I know Ted's been wanting to get into TAC for a while now, and it was funny because uh, I originally mentioned it to him. I was like, "Hey man, like since they're not doing Mount Archery Fest, I was like, what about TAC this year since it's at Purgatory?" And he gave him a call, and or they put in an inquiry about it, and apparently it's like a wait list usually if you want to be a vendor.
Yeah.
And TAC's like, yeah, we'll squeeze you in. We love you guys.
Nice.
We love your
Yeah, that's
gear.
sweet.
So yeah, so that worked. That worked out really well. So that'll be fun. I mean, I'm really looking forward to that. And then Outdoorsman Days in August, we'll be at that. I think it'll just be me. It's in Canyon City, Colorado. Um, Dan Gates, the guy who runs Colorado responsible for wildlife management, he's running it. I mean, I think that's where he lives is in Florence, Canyon City area. So that's his thing. He hosts every year, and last year was really good. And we had Cam Haynes, Derek Wolf. Um,
Oh
shoot,
yeah, I remember
there
you
was-
sent me some pictures or videos of that.
yeah, and then a few other guys. I'm spacing their names right now. I'm sorry, they're not as big as Derek Wolf or Cam Haynes, at least popularity wise.
Yeah,
They are
right.
popular, but I mean, obviously Derek Wolf, Super Bowl champion. Cam Haynes, he's been known forever. So
Yeah.
um, apologize to any of those guys if they ever listen to this.
I'm
Um,
sure they'll forgive you.
yep. So that'll be good. And then yeah. Other than that, got oh, I have a couple things new for my bow.
Oh yeah, let's see it. Let's hear about it.
So I was found a deal on this Trophy Ridge React. You kind of can see it. Or not, or just a React Pro. It's the 5-pin. So it's not a slider. It's just a regular 5-pin. And with the React technology, all you have to do is sight in 20 and 30 yards, and then the rest should take care of itself. And so it was really good deal on Amazon. I was really thinking about staying with I'll still stay with my React Trio, the 3-pin slider that I have for 3D shoots because it goes out to 100. But it, like, I felt like I would be a lot more confident with this sight during hunting season than I would
Hmm.
with the Trio because the Trio, in my eyes, yeah, it's I could slide down, but in reality, like I'm only really gonna shoot 60 yards. The furthest is gonna be 60 yards for me comfortably, and I mean, because after that, I mean, yeah, even after 50 yards, I feel like physics just comes into play, and you just don't know where that arrow's going. Like today, I'll just make this quick. Like today, I was just resighting in my 3-pin slider,
Yeah.
and 60 was fine, but once I was like, I'm gonna test 80. It The wind pushed it everywhere, and it's just you don't
Yeah.
know where that thing's going. So you're like, whatever. At least I was just happy it was on at 20, 30, 40, and 60 on my 3-pin today. So I was like, as I know it's on, so it should be fine. Uh, so same thing with this. At least I know for a fact that I got well 20 to 60 yards at my fingertips.
Yeah.
Um, and then it just to me like with me being a beginner still and like I would much rather if for some reason the elk is at 40 yards and he bumps to 50 like that,
Mhm.
I'd rather not have to like pull down, like slide down and then draw back again. I'd rather be like, okay,
Yeah.
now he's at 50. Okay, there now. So
Right.
now could you do it with a 3-pin and just try to figure out like, all right, where do I need to shoot on when it's at 40? Sure. But
Yeah.
I feel like this will be a lot more reliable.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, even the guys that have done it for, you know, done it forever, tens
Mhm.
of years and um they've tried everything, and
Yep.
they go back and forth between things. So it's never like an exact science and it's all preference. So, like you said, you could keep that 3-pin and 3-pin slider and you just you know, where to aim that third pin in a case where they move 5 yards, 10 yards, whatever, you're tracking them. And, if you're good enough with your distance gauging, you can make those adjustments without having to let down and slide it. But, you know, I'm kind of on the same boat as you, which mine is a 5-pin with a slider. So I kind of have the best of both worlds a little bit, if you want to consider it that way. But yeah, like in a scenario where I am maybe at full draw or can't really move too much to keep adjusting my slider, like it's so nice to just have those 5 pins and be able to be like, he's at 30, now he's at 45, now he's back to 32, and and going back and forth without having to constantly adjust the dial, adjust the dial, adjust the dial. Because you never know. You never know what those animals are going to do while you're looking for your shot opportunity, and just to be able to have them there. And, the only, I guess, downside is, when you have those 5 pins, you've got pin gap. And, if you got, uh, if you have it set up 20, 30, 40, so on and so forth, and it's a 34-yard shot, you're having to kind of guess where that 34 is supposed to be,
Right.
And so,
But at the same
what's
time, if you have just the one pin, then if the guy goes from 20 to 44, you're like, you have to go
yeah.
down. Granted, I
But
feel like
you can slide it and you're on exactly 44, and you can draw and let it off and send one out. But then you'd be a little bit more, potentially more accurate, because you're supposed to be right on with your pin.
But sometimes it's all a matter of time because you might only have a 10-second opportunity, and that's
Yeah.
it. You might only have 5 seconds.
Right. Yeah,
Like,
you never know. Opportunities can slip by pretty fast.
yep.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's cool. That's cool.
yep,
I like the idea of, having two different sites, and one's kind of for fun, but then, if you get through this hunting season, you're like, I really could have gotten away with having that 3-pin slider. You still have it. And there's nothing that says you can't use it hunting season. So, or, that one would be really good for having for a, like a whitetail setup where it's, you're only 20, 30, 40. Chances are you're not making a 50-yard shot from a tree or anything crazy like that. Slim chances of that. And so it's like, hey, I've got my 3-pin, and, you know, if I need to make a follow-up shot at 55, okay, I can slide it and I can still do it. But yeah, but for like elk and things like that, it's like having a 5-pin set pins, not no slider. That'll work pretty good for you, I think.
yeah, and it'll be lighter on the bow too, which would be nice.
Yeah, it's always nice when you're up in the woods, hiking around, a little bit less weight.
Yep. Yeah, so I picked up the Picatinny mount for this. I'm waiting for it to get in. So the unfortunate part is, like, I have Picatinny mount on my 3-pin, but it's the not the same screws. So like the Picatinny mount on this one is front where the screws go. On my 3-pin, it's on the top.
Oh,
So I was
yeah,
like,
so you can't
that's
just flip swap.
right. So that actually is I bought it off Podium Archer, and it's coming in I think by Friday. So I'm gonna wait and this in till that comes in. Just because I think it'd be nice to just be able to swap Picatinis in and out and not have to worry about resighting.
Yeah.
So obviously I have to make sure like it's on the same area.
Right.
But that shouldn't be too hard.
Right on, man. That would be cool.
Yep.
What
And
else you got?
I got a 12-inch stabilizer coming in.
Nice.
Like, so I got a 6-inch Hoyt stabilizer when I went up and fixed my bow real quick at Bear Creek, because my ham ski rest it just didn't want to stay down. And the way you fix the oh shoot, what do you call it? The flip up, what do you call that?
Arm,
The arm
I guess.
is
The rest,
your yeah,
the rest arm.
the rest arm, yeah. I guess you could call it that. That makes sense. But you're supposed to, if it starts coming up a little bit too much, you're supposed to be able to like pull the string down and just like tighten it, but I couldn't get that string to like move at all. And so I took it in, and they're like, "Geez, who freaking tied this knot?" I'm like,
I don't know, one of you guys.
"One of your guys is like." And so it was actually, he completely redid it, and it only took like 10 minutes. So I ended up
That's good.
picking up the Hoyt like a 6-inch stabilizer, mostly because like because I have the Ghost sticks, and I wanted that 6-inch so I could like tip my bow onto the stabilizer at the bottom. That way it keeps the cams off the ground. Because with my VTM, since it's a 2023 model, it doesn't have that little like piece on the cam that keeps your string off the ground like last year's and this year's Alpha 8, whatever you call them, the new
X.
one, new
Yeah.
Hoyts come with. So I was like, I like to keep my cams off the ground as much as possible. Because I really love the stand. It's such a great idea. It makes life so much easier. Um, so yeah, anyways, so I've been like, I've shot a lot the past couple weeks, and I just have not been able to get fully stable, and it's driving me up a tree. So, um, because like it's just like I mean, but I didn't. Stabilizers are expensive, and I was just so I ended up buying this one off Amazon. I can't remember what the brand is called, but it was like $40 for a 12-inch. Um, so I bought that. We're gonna see how that goes. I'll probably have to get a sidebar. I'm thinking about just going to Bear Creek and grabbing the Hoyt sidebar mount, and then just doing a 12-inch on the front, then 6-inch on the back, and see how that goes to start. And then if I have to extend out a little bit more on the back bar, I will. Oh, and I got the quick disconnect. I got an 8-degree drop.
Oh, nice.
Trying that out.
That'll be good.
So, yep.
I've heard that's good, having the center of gravity lower.
Yeah, that's why, because I mean, Hoyt, they have two. I wish I had my bow down here, but they have two air places you could put your stabilizer, your regular one, and then the bottom
Yeah.
one, which is where I put it on the bottom right now. It's definitely noticeable, but I would definitely, because I don't have my quiver on right now. I just use a pocket quiver.
Yeah.
I think it would be a lot better with the longer weight and coming down at the regular level,
Hmm.
and then just a small back bar, than it is right
Yeah.
now. So, and I'm hoping that like that 8-degree drop and that since it's 12 inches, I could still lean um, the bow onto the stabilizer, so that way with the ghost stick, so it still stays.
Hmm. Yeah. So I would think it would.
It should,
Yeah. Um,
theoretically.
yeah, I guess see how it works with like if you it sounds like you're pretty set on doing the sidebar or the back bar, whatever.
Well, I'm gonna
Um,
see the thing is I'm gonna have to do a back bar eventually when I put my quiver back on.
mhm. To counterbalance, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd be interested to see if you stick with the 12-inch, 6-inch, how that goes, because everything I've read, and maybe it's just people saying it, but you go like if you have a 12-inch on front, you go 10-inch on the back, and so you just do like the next one down for the back bar. I don't know exactly why, but I don't think there's like a rule, but maybe there's a reason.
Yeah, there could be a reason, and I'm just gonna toy with it and figure it out.
May as well. I mean, like you said, oh, worst case scenario, you're like, okay, maybe I'll just go buy an 8-inch bar. I mean, have that 6-inch bar for the back and 8-inch on the front, or you keep that 12-inch and you buy a 10-inch for the back. Because I think that's what I have going on right now is a 12-inch on the front and 10-inch on the back.
Okay. Yeah, because I that's what I was reading up because I was trying to find like 12-inch on the front and then one on the back.
Yeah.
There's couple guys that said 6-inch on the back was fine for them, and I was like, okay. So
And like I said, I don't think it's like not like a rule. I think just a lot of people do it, and they just say that's what you should do. So I don't know. I haven't tinkered with it to say otherwise.
TPW comes along like, hey, why is that back bar not 10 inches?
Imagine.
I'm giving
Oh
you a
man,
ticket. You're never allowed to shoot a bow again. You're like, wait, what?
as if we don't have enough regulations.
Yeah,
Now they're going around measuring back bars.
that would be shoot, man. I wouldn't be surprised if Colorado passes a damn law because for that now. Because apparently the liberals are trying to now they're trying to tell us here in Colorado they're trying to gonna try to pass a bill saying you can only own so many guns,
Oh man.
and they're gonna be like, up yours, buddy.
Holy cow. That'd be wild times.
Yep.
Oh man, what was I just thinking? I had something in my head I was gonna say or ask. Regulations. Got me thinking because I was like, okay, hypothetical. If they were like, oh yeah, how big's your back bar? So there's some places that they don't allow you to hunt with a certain pound under a certain pound draw weight. And so I don't know. This is a total side conversation, like side thought. I want to know how would anybody know whether or not you shot an animal with and like if you killed it and everything was fine. Like if you shot a deer with a 45-pound draw bow, and I feel like, like I said, it might just be state to state. Certain states have certain rules, or countries, or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
how would anybody know you shot it with a 50-pound draw instead of a 55-pound draw, or whatever your rule is, and then you're off by 5 pounds? Like, is somebody seriously coming around and like with a freaking draw scale and being like, oh yeah, your bow is actually a 54.9, and the rule says 55 minimum, so I'm gonna have to write you $1,000 fine for shooting with a bow that doesn't draw heavy enough.
I didn't even know that was an actual thing. What states do that?
I think it might have to do with like other countries, but
Oh, okay.
or maybe I'm just totally making it up and I thought I heard it and I didn't. But hey, it's the internet. Everything's true.
Everything's true. You never know.
Yeah. Listen to me. I am right. I am the internet.
Justin is the Ethernet. He is correct.
Well, speaking of, I guess, hunting and stuff, the updates I haven't given you yet, we went turkey hunting on opening day, which was the same day that my truck came down, or my tree came down my truck. Um, wasn't it? No. I don't know what the heck.
I
Anyways,
think it was a week after.
it was. That's right. Yeah, because
Yeah,
we were
'cause-
scouting. We were scouting before the tree came down on the truck. Anyway, okay, so the next week, um, Tanner comes, picks me up. We go that Saturday morning. Didn't see a thing, but we did hear him gobbling, and so we're like, "Oh, it's so much fun!" You know, it's opening day, and that Tom is getting after it in the tree, and we were maybe 100 yards from him. We haven't been able to see the toms in the area that we were scouting. We couldn't see tom, like we have not seen toms. We hadn't seen birds in general, and so we're like, well, let's just go to where we've seen birds last year and where we feel like we might see birds this year, and see what happens. And so we're set up, and couple owls hoot, nothing. We do a couple owl hoots, nothing. We do a couple clucks, couple yelps, nothing, nothing. And then this crow caws off. He goes nuts over this crow. And so he gobbles, crow caws, he gobbles. Couple minutes later, crow caws, he gobbles, and like he was just getting after it because this crow was cawing. And we're like, he's still up in that tree, like he hasn't moved. You can just tell he hasn't moved. And it's like, is he gonna come down? And we never saw him, never heard from him. Like then the sun came up and he just went silent. Crows kept calling, but everything stopped. So we
Dude, they
never saw
freaking
him.
know.
We heard him, never saw him. And so then Tanner and Bryant, they went checked out a couple others or a different spot that Bryant, for some reason, we've been giving him shit about it, and so, um, I'll give him a little bit more shit publicly. But you know, the night before opening day, so we went and scouted the night before, Bryant and I, that same spot that we hunted Saturday morning. Well, he didn't say anything to me when we were scouting, and then he didn't say anything all day until like 9:30 at night. I'm in bed, like about to fall asleep, and I saw it, and I was like, well, whatever. Tanner was already asleep, but Bryant texted us. He goes, "Oh, by the way, I saw turkeys in this field, and it's public land." As I was driving down the road, whatever, and then he's like, "I saw them today," which was like the Friday before opening day. And I was like, "I'm sorry, you what? You saw toms strutting in a field on public land, and you didn't say anything to us? What the hell, dude?" And so he's like, "No, I didn't know that it was public land." Was like, I just got curious or wondered if it was, and sure enough, I looked and it was. And so, anyways, Tanner Bryant went down there or over there, or whatever, as I was helping Caitlin with getting stuff ready for family to come to town, and they went, didn't see anything. Well, then Tanner and I went Sunday night, and we're walking in there. This is to the new field that Bryant was gatekeeping from us, and um, yeah, exactly. We're gonna keep riding it out until we get a bird and we forgive him finally.
Unbelievable.
But anyways, so we go to this area, and we're just like, well, it's an evening hunt. We'll see what happens. I mean, birds are out. Like I've seen birds out in fields in the evening, so it's not like unheard of. Well, we'll go in there. Let's see what's going on. We come around this little corner, and sure enough, there's a big black dot right in the middle of the field. And I was like, oh shit, there he is. And I mean, it wasn't good, strutting, wasn't gobbling, nothing, but it was like, that's a turkey at least. Like we know it's a turkey. So we set down like crawl out, set down the decoy. And I'm like crawling back, and he runs off, and we're trying to call at it, whatever. We think it was a tom. It runs off. We're like, oh crap. So we go to the spot that we wanted to get to, kind of in a hurry, and we just get sat down. My brain at this point is just nowhere near turkey hunting. I'm looking at trucks online, and I'm like, well, if a bird you just shoot it, Tanner. If you need me to call, well, I'll call, and you shoot, whatever. Just let me know. I'm sitting there looking for trucks, and he's like, "Oh my god, did you see that?" And I was like, "What?" And I saw a bird running. He's like, that hen just flew over our heads, landed 10 yards in front of us, and ran away." I was like, "Well, I saw it running. I didn't know that flew over us and landed there. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool." So I wonder, maybe it might have been roosting up above us and just like flew down and was like, "I'm out of here." But um, so we saw two birds that night, and then that's all the turkey hunting I've been able to do. I will be going this upcoming weekend, which will be today's the 22nd, so whatever, 5 days from now, 27th, I think is. Anyways, yeah. So I will be getting out eventually this weekend.
Always. Well,
I'm
hopefully this
hoping to
weekend's
go
a
a
little
couple
bit better.
times. Yeah. Yep, I think all three of us are going to go. Bryant hasn't been since opening weekend. Tanner's been a couple times. He almost had a chance this past weekend. I think on Sunday he went, had a Tom come in, and he I don't know, something happened. Tom busted, and so he didn't get to shoot at him, but he had a Tom in sight, and so I think we're gonna go to that same area because that's really the only spot we've actually seen birds in the flesh. So
Yeah.
that's the goal.
Your dogs are barking. Chelsea needs to be home. Uh,
Yeah,
well,
so
yeah.
that's what we got. We're gonna try again this weekend, and we've seen some. Tanner's gotten close. I I
Nice.
was with him, and we saw a couple. So we're it's looking up for us. Things are looking up for us on the
Well,
turkey front.
good. Very good.
See,
Uh,
and your turkey adventures are on hold for a little bit.
yeah. I'm on call this weekend, so I can't go out. So I'm going to try to go next weekend, beginning of May. And then we got Western Hunt Fest and Mother's Day the next day, the second weekend. So probably the last couple weekends of May is going to be my best bet.
You gotta
Uh,
start getting out after work or something.
yeah, I
Your
mean,
weekdays are usually pretty busy, anyways. But
I could probably do like Tuesdays like today.
yeah.
But honestly, well, I, I feel like my coworker who lives right close to me here, who's got some land, and we saw a bunch of turkeys at his property. He says they're always there. Guess what? It's season. They're not there. So of course. So part of me is like, do I really want to go there or do I want to go up to like unit like 51 over here, which is super close. It's like 40-minute drive to, but I've never been back there. So it's like I kind of want to go back there and just test it out and see what there is.
Yeah.
Um, kind of go from there because I it would be nice to be in the backcountry a little bit. Not it's not really the backcountry; it's more of the foothills than anything.
Yeah.
But it's still public land. It's national forest. So
Yeah, I mean, my dad, he owns turkey up in Wyoming, and that's kind of, it's more like the foothills parts of Wyoming,
yeah,
where he hunts, and I mean, he gets plenty of bird action up there, so they do exist around there. So
dude, they I saw a shirt last weekend at the expo. Said are elk even real or something like that? Because you see them all the time before season, then once season hits, you don't see them. You're like, wait a minute, are these guys even real?
figment of
Speaking
my
of
imagination.
speaking of elk, I saw two massive herds today.
Really?
Yeah, so
Out and
they're
about.
oh dude, they're so if you go up 85, if you go north or south on 85 from like C470 to Castle Rock, uh, if you just like if you're going south, if you look south towards Castle Rock and you get to like where there's a couple ranches right before Castle Pines, look over, they're there. I saw one herd. I'm like, oh, they're back there. I kept driving a little bit more. I look over. I was like, that's a massive herd. Holy shit! And of course,
That's
they're
cool.
all on private land.
Yeah, go figure.
But I mean, all the bulls have shed their antlers by now. So,
Yeah, they're gonna start growing here soon.
oh yeah, it's starting. And then shed season starts on May 1st here.
Yeah.
I'd like to find a shed or two. That'd be nice. But we'll see.
Yeah, I always forget that the Western states have, sorry for that yawn there. The Western states have shed seasons where you have to have like permits, don't you?
I think so. So I've never honestly never looked into it. I should probably look into it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's certain like states or units, areas, whatever, that you have to have like a permit to actually like actively quote unquote shed hunt. And so
Okay.
that's part of that's so wild to me. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a way for them to have some sort of more revenue, but control the amount of people that are in an area. I don't know. It's kind of nuts.
Oh, yeah, I should probably look it up before I pick up a shed and get caught or something like that.
Right? No, yeah, it's here it's not a thing. It's just like, well, if you find one, good for you.
Yeah, for real.
Go out look for them. That's great. If you
Yeah.
find one, pick it up, take it home. Hopefully you
Looks
find a
like
pair.
I'm
That'd be sweet.
looks like I'm coming shed hunting to Tennessee.
Yeah. Oh, you and me both, because the like two times that I've actually tried, I've never seen sheds. Tanner found one last season at the end of it was like right before turkey season. So he found a shed last year, but it wasn't even that year's shed. It was like a really old shed. So it's like, no.
Okay.
So yeah, we haven't had success. There's a theme here. We don't have a ton of success with like anything, but just what it is. But yeah, we haven't had much success with shed hunting around here.
Yeah. Eventually, we will all be successful.
Yeah, we're successful in other ways. Got a beautiful wife. You got a beautiful fiance. Tanner has a beautiful girlfriend.
Yep.
We have great jobs. We're successful in those fronts. Just
Beautiful jobs.
so beautiful.
So beautiful.
Never seen anything like it. Shit.
Right.
So. Yeah. Yeah. Oh
The
man.
most beautiful idiots. The
Man,
greatest idiots.
I can't think of much else
Yeah.
that's happened. I mean, 3 weeks has gone by and it feels like 2 months for me, but it also feels like 2 days. So it feels like feels like we just recorded, but I know we haven't. So I don't know what all we've missed in the real world that we have not caught each other up on. So no, that's really all I know.
Yeah. That's all I got.
I'm sure we forgot something. We'll record probably again this weekend or something, and we'll re-update everybody. But yeah, this episode should be posted by the end of this week and get the listeners back on a routine. Hopefully, we don't have any more trees coming down on trucks or anything else that will cause mass chaos in our worlds.
That'd be very unfortunate.
Oh man, talk about wanting to cry. Like I would want to cry so bad if it happened again. Because we do have another tree close, like in the backyard, close to where we park the truck. If that thing comes down on that truck, oh man,
It's over.
it's it is. It is. We're moving.
You're like, screw this. We're going somewhere with no trees.
Yeah, we're going back to the desert, Garden City, where there were no trees, except Caitlin had trees in front of her house.
The only trees there were was behind Williams Stadium because those were
Planted, yeah, trees that were intentionally, purposefully planted. I don't think there's a natural tree in Western Kansas.
I don't think so either.
Every tree there was imported from freaking Canada.
Bastards. So, all right, dude. Well,
Yeah, it was good catching up. I'm excited about some of your archery endeavors. I'm glad you're learning how to tinker and you're gonna find a good system for you. And I'm really excited about the Caribou Gears thing for you. That'll be a good opportunity that could grow into a lot of different avenues for you. So I'm excited for you, and hopefully there's some stuff that kind of we can maybe tie in with full fletch and Caribou Gear. But
that'd be cool.
yeah, so but super excited for you. That's a great opportunity, and I'm glad you're finding your way into it. So
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be a fun summer. It's gonna be a busy summer. I had I had to tell my groomsmen that the bachelor party is not going to be till like mid to end of August because I'm like I got no time.
I just booked myself full for the summer. So
Literally. So, which is fine. I mean, it's not a big deal. It'll be a busy summer. It'll be a good summer though. So,
yeah, good.
yeah.
I'm excited. Well, all right, we'll wrap her up there, and we'll come up with something else to talk about next time, and hopefully something a little more exciting. I don't know. This was kind of exciting just to get caught up.
Maybe you'll kill a turkey this weekend. We can talk about turkeys. There we go.
Do a hunt highlight. What?
Highlights.
Get back to a hunt highlight for like 2 more weeks.
Yeah, right.
3 weeks. All right, man. We'll wrap her up there. It was good catching up.
All right, buddy. Sounds good.
All right. Appreciate you guys listening. We'll catch you on the next one.
See you guys.